It's bleeding the upstairs radiators. And notice this. I better go and knock on next door and tell them they've got a chicken in the garden. What's up guys, hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in to my latest video, the life of a jobbing plumber. Now some of you might notice I put this video out on Tuesday night, but I made a mistake and I recorded this intro bit in slow motion, so I had to delete the video. But we'll get straight back into it. I've had a massive break from YouTube. I have not been feeling it. I have not been enjoying the job, so I feel that my job on here is to promote the plumbing and heating industry, maybe inspire people, encourage you to up your game, maybe pass on tips and tricks, stuff like that. And I just didn't feel like I was in a place where I could do that. And I don't want to put out videos where I'm constantly saying that I'm down or I'm depressed or whatever, because who wants to watch someone who's down? So had a little break. I'm back now. Hopefully I'm going to hit it hard. I've already got my video sorted for this weekend, Sunday. This one's going out tonight, which is Thursday. So yeah, onwards and upwards. I will do a little bit of a talk at the end of the video, tell you what I've been up to, what's going on in my life. But for now, keep it quick. A couple of jobs that I filmed around about Christmas time, I think. So I'm going to ease myself in with those. Hopefully you'll gain something from them. New channel sponsor, Tool Monster. I've been doing a lot of work with Tool Monster. I'll leave the description for their website I'll leave a link to the description in the description. God, it's been ages since I've done this. You can get 10% off, I think, if you use B Plumber. They sell Nipex, Weira, Velocity tool bags, all the good stuff. Really good company to work with. I've been touring colleges with them, but I'll talk to you more about that at the end of the video. And obviously Velocity Pro Gear, I'll leave their link in the description as well. I'm currently working on a new bag with them, so exciting times. And just a really quick one that I need to mention: if you haven't been to a trade show before, or you're planning on going to a trade show this year, make sure it's Installer Show, because in my opinion it's the best one. If you've never been to one before, you will love it. There's so much to do. It's on for 3 days. You could spend a whole day there and still not see everything. So what I'm going to do is leave a link to sign up for Installer. It's totally free to go, but you do need to pre-register. So fill the form in, then you'll get a pass. So when you turn up, you just put your lanyard on with your pass on. You can get straight in. If you don't do that, you'll have to queue on the day to sign up. If you do sign up and for whatever reason you can't go, don't stress, it's free anyway, but you do need to sign up before you go if you want to go. So the links for that, honestly, if you've never been before, you'll love it. Some people go just for the day, some people go for 2 days, all 3 days. The student day is on the final day, which is, I believe, the Thursday. Meet up with people that you've spoken to online, speak to the manufacturers, see new tools, buy stuff, get deals. There's competitions, you can win stuff. Honestly, you'll love it. I'll be there on the Lawton stand, so you can come and meet me, have a go at the pipe bending challenge or whatever I'm doing at the time. But yeah, link to that's in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. At the end, I'll have a little chat with you. But yeah, glad to be back. Cheers guys, and thanks for the support. Okay, so today's job, we've got Worcester combi on the wall, and you can see here the flow and return come along up into the ceiling, 22mm, and then down, which used to be, I presume, to a radiator, but it's been capped off, and they don't want a radiator, or there's not going to be a radiator there anymore, wherever it was, I don't know. So they're redundant, and they want these pipes taken behind the boiler and straight up so that they're not on this wall, which is fair enough. Now I got the guy to take the ceiling down. I can see they go up there, which would have been a pain, but they also come this way. So what I could probably do is get onto them there, get rid of those elbows, 2 sockets, straight back there, and then down. It's just whether I can get them behind the boiler or if they've got to come at the side. because we've obviously got the expansion vessel. Just let me put the flash on. I've got the expansion vessel there, so it's whether I've got room just there in the gap. And that side, I don't know if you can see because I can't see what the screen's looking at now. But we'll see. But yeah, that's today's job. So first thing, power off and get drained down. Luckily we've got a drain point on this drop to the kitchen rad, so drained it from there out the doors. Weirdly, it's had some like insulation board added. You can see that I've gone around that PR detector. So I don't know what's happening with this, whether it's coming off. He's took some of this off. Because he did mention to me they're going to be replacing this rad and putting one of these column rads in. So yeah, whether that's something I'll be coming back to do. But anyway, we drain down, open them so they're just dripping now the last bits of water out of the system, and then we'll start stripping this pipework out. I just dropped this on Instagram to see if people thought I'd be able to get them down the back. Apparently you can, but it's easier with the boiler off because you have to do some bends. So what I might try and do is, you see this one here, sweat that elbow off and then just look it up and take the 22mm up. And depending on how I can cut it, I might be able to do that one, that side of the joist, and then the other one in the ceiling, and then come down maybe at the side. I don't know, we'll get into it. Randomly, if I show you this, you see a lot of posts on like social media about what people carry in their pockets. I've just emptied my pockets. Obviously we're just after Christmas. For some reason I've got my old yo-yo from when I was a kid in my pocket. I probably took that around to show my nephew over Christmas. It's still in my pocket. If you look on eBay, Pro Yo 2, that's a glow in the dark one, that's about 50 quid for that. Because it's old. Random. Right, my first move, I treat this like a game of chess. First move was to cut that pipe there, and that is, once we've got an elbow on, still above the height of the joist there. Elbow soldered that way, elbow soldered down, and then connect onto this pipe, which I've just cut, because it's already there in an elbow. So I'll either sweat that elbow off and put a new one straight up, or I'll just cut it there and put another elbow looking up. That'll get me all the way up into the ceiling there and across. And if you're wondering how I cut that, luckily just enough room here that I've got my multi-tool yeah, in there like that. So that's moving on. Okay, so that's sweating off and cleaned. So my third move, I think we're on move 3. I've just cut that piece off. That piece went into, yeah, over the top of the first one into the second one. So I've cut both those out now, and then this is the second pipe. That's to the right side of that one, which is the one I'm probably going to get on in this ceiling void. So now I've got 2 clean ends of pipe that I am now going to take up, one into this side and then one into this side. You can see the line here. This is the cupboard that was round everything, so there is going to be a cupboard around this boiler, so it doesn't matter if I'm below the ceiling height inside the sort of boiler footprint. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. Right, so that is soldered there, up and then across. It's sort of hugging the underside of that, along, and then an elbow onto there where I cut it. Now you'll notice I've switched from end feed to Yorkshire elbows. At Christmas, you might have seen I made a Christmas tree out of copper. I used every single last one of my end feed elbows. I think I've got one left in there somewhere. So I had to go and fetch a bag from the yard, and the only ones I had without having to go into town were these Yorkshire ones. That's why I'm using them now, which was kind of funny looking back at it now, but a bit frustrating when I just wanted to crack on with the job. So yeah, that one's connected. Going to solder them now carefully, because I don't burn the floorboards, although it's a tiled floor above. And then once that one's in and done, the next one is going to come just in front of it, straight up into that gap, along, and then connect onto that. And then I'm done, and I can fill up, and the pipes are gone. So we'll get that bit soldered now, and then we'll start running the next one up. So that's that piece soldered now. The thing I don't like about these Yorkshire fins, you can see there, the amount of solder that was in that, it's actually dripped down. And I've not added any to that, that's just what was in it. So much so it dripped on my arm, it's burnt my arm. I would never get that with M-Feed. Obviously they've got a purpose, but you can't do neat soldering with them. I mean, look at this side. You got a run down there. Whereas this one, which is M-Feed, is so much neater. And then of course, this one, which I want to start soldering now, has just started dripping. It's not dripped all afternoon. And look at all them snots from the person who soldered above. All right, just had a quick clean up. So we can see now, pipes gone. And then where they came through here and along this way, it's just gone straight up the side of the boiler. That one's lower than, you can see that, lower than the joist, and that one goes into this void and connects on through there. The guy's just been back, he's making a double larder cupboard that's going to cover all this. This whole kitchen's been redone. He's just told me he's bricking that double door there and having a sash window, which is in his workshop making at the minute. The guy's a carpenter. So now all I've got to do is put water on and hope none of those solder joints leak. So let's open this up. 0 pressure. I've been upstairs and shut the air peps on the rads. The one I have forgot to do is this one. Shut. Right. Please don't leak. What I do is I get to one bar, leave it there for a bit, put my kit away, have a tidy up, and then if it holds, I'll go around and bleed all the rads. So far, so good. Right, so just got heating on now, sat out nicely at one bar, because you know sometimes it will hold 1 bar, 1.5 bar pressure. As soon as you put some heat through it, one of your joints will start leaking. So that's all good, that's the job done. And yeah, time to clear my kit away, move on to the next one. What a beautiful day today. But it's absolutely freezing, and I had my cold shower this morning, so I've not warmed up yet. But I'm back at this job. If you remember last week I moved the pipes from that boiler, and I mentioned about this radiator being moved. So when the guy came home, we spoke about it, and he channeled the wall out there for me to put my pipes in. So basically at the minute they're on top of the plasterboard. He wants them in that channel so they can overboard this and skim it. So basically I am draining this down now. I've got my hose on this rad. This rad's going to come out, cut these two 50mm pipes as high as I can, and then come this way with elbows, and then I'll either bend them down there if I've got enough room, or just put elbows in, out, and then put my pipes out. The centres are going to be the same as this rad. He's not got the rad here, but he's buying the same one as this, so I'll get the pipe centres off that. And yeah, that's today's job. Okay, so looking at these, this pipe here, obviously I need to come along the top, and this one lower. Now I'm going to sweat these off, and hopefully this one will pull down slightly and this one will push up slightly, then I can just go this way. If not, I'll have to cut this one higher, and then I can put an elbow on there and come below it, but I'm hoping there'll be a bit of play on them. So all I've done now is just took them out the clips all the way down, And I've got my blowtorch on here, sweat these off, pull them out. And then there's a bit of play on that one. Not much on that one, but we'll find out once I've sweated it off. Right, so sweat them off. This one, there was that much like cork or stuff when it come through the ceiling. It just was setting on fire. So it's just a bit of smoke from that. But the ceiling's been done anyway, so it's not the end of the world. So we have got enough that's going to move up and back to get an elbow on there. And this one, that's probably still a bit warm. We'll move down a little bit, so that's worked out right. So I can get them on. Elbows come across here now and elbows down. So I'm just going to clean these up so I can solder onto them. Okay, so on the first pipe in, obviously it's dropped at the minute because I need to put a clip on that, but it will push up. And the reason I'm not putting clips on yet is because I'm going to wrap this in hair felt lagging and I'm going to nail clip it to the wall. But that's my first one in, so I just need to come off. The centre is, I've measured that one, was 905. So now I've got my first one, I'll measure off that and we'll put the second one in. Once that's in and soldered, all left to do is wrap it, and then what I put on the ends, probably just going to put some speed fit stop ends on and fill the system back up so they can have the heating on, because I'm not sure when. I know he's having a new kitchen, but how long it's going to take, and obviously I can't leave him without the heating on with the snow outside. Right, second pipe I've got in as far as here. Obviously I'm going to cut that and then put it here, the 905 distance. Before I do that, I'm going to get the lagging on the first pipe and then I can clip it, because once it's clipped, obviously the distance will change when it moves a little bit at the top. Now this stuff, you just open up and thread onto the pipe. You don't have to wrap it round, so that's just going to push on there and I'll go all the way up. Once that's on, clip it onto the wall, and then when that one's dead set, then I can work out exactly, so this is right. And then I'll put the lagging on the other one. The reason I didn't do it first was just because up there on that elbow and that elbow it's quite close and I didn't want to burn the lagging. So we're going to do that now and then I'll show you once that's on. So that's the lagging on and clipped. So that pipe's perfect in position now, and then all I've got to do is trim the excess off using my absolute favourite knife from Milwaukee, the hard line. Absolutely love this thing. You can get this from Tool Monster. I'll leave the code for that, the link. Yeah, obviously you'll get you 10% off. That's so nice. There we go. So I've just soldered 2 stop ends on the ends there. Got my centres. They're obviously level as well. And the pipes are within that board. But as I say, it's being overboarded, so there'll be another plasterboard on top of that. Just the job. So we took the pipes that did come surface and we buried them in the wall. So all I've got to do now is just get this old radiator off the wall, fill the system back up, and I'm done. Nice little job that, satisfying. So almost full, just bled all the upstairs radiators. So it's out just over 1 bar. Obviously, I hope none of it's leaking, which it isn't. And just check that for leaks, but I'm pretty confident it's only 15mm copper. It's difficult to get wrong. So that's all okay. What I'll do is leave that 5 minutes, check the pressure again on the boiler. If that's all good, just fire the central heater up for 10-15 minutes. Make sure it all works while I'm getting this rad off. And yeah, like I said, that's me done. Nice little job. It's pleasing the upstairs radiators. And notice this. I better go and knock on next door and tell them they've got a chicken in the garden. Right, so yeah, I've been sort of not fell out of love with the job, but I've not been enjoying work, so I've not been putting videos out, but I have been concentrating on myself. I've been doing a lot more. I've been swimming a mile every day. I'm getting really good now. I can do the whole mile, like 64 lengths front crawl without stopping, so my fitness is improving. I'm running a marathon actually next week. So it's my birthday on Friday and I'm running the Rome Marathon on Sunday. I treated myself to that for my birthday because I'm crazy. And I've been training for that, but not as much as I was last year. When I did my 3 marathons last year, I did like a 16-week program where I didn't miss a single run. I've hardly ran since Christmas because of a knee injury. So that's not been great, but I've been swimming to try and compensate that, keep my fitness up. So hopefully I'll be able to complete the marathon. Then I've got another one the month after in Paris. All my marathons this year, I'm running to raise money for the Born Free Foundation. If you follow me for a while, you know how much I love animals. So hopefully raise some money for them, help keep wildlife in the wild. You know, they rescue animals from zoos and stop poaching and stuff like that. It's really worthwhile. I've donated to them for years, but I thought I'd try and raise a bit of money. So I've got a new running vest, Born Free, and that's my goal. So yeah, I've been training for that. I've been hitting the gym hard, really enjoying my strength training. I've got certain goals with that, like the front lever for my abs, muscle ups. I actually had handstand classes last weekend, so I'm working on doing handstands. I want to be able to walk on my hands, all that kind of stuff. So that kind of thing's positive. Just the plumbing side of things, yeah, I wasn't feeling so great. But like I said in the intro, hopefully now I'm going to give it a good push, because the thing about me is I earn my money from plumbing, but I also earn money from YouTube revenue. So when you're not putting out YouTube videos, you're not making money. And obviously I have channel sponsors and stuff that I have to meet certain requirements. So hopefully I can get back into it. Working on a new kit bag with Velocity, so that's exciting. Working with Lawton, been touring the colleges, absolutely loving that. The more I do that, the more confident I get, because at the end of the day, I work on my own, sat in my van, getting in front of a big bunch of students and trying to like be extrovert. Doesn't come naturally to me, but I am getting better at it. And while on the subject of that, last month I did the Tool Monster Tech Tour. So we did a college every day in Belfast and Northern Ireland, and that was so good. Like, I was teaching students how to bend copper pipe, because although they learn it at college, as soon as they go out to work they don't bend anymore because they're all doing press, they're not even soldering. So anyone can push an elbow into a piece of pipe, but actually bending, unless you're doing it all the time, you sort of lose your confidence with it. It's like anything, unless you're doing it all the time, you're not going to be any good at it. So I was actually teaching them, and I've come to realise that might be something I do in the future. Like, I love teaching people stuff, and my little hacks and the way that I bend pipe, and trying to get them to realise the relationship between when you put the pipe in the bender and when you pull the bender, where the pipe's going to go, and sort of visioning it rather than measuring it. Yeah, something I really enjoyed. So that was really cool. We got to demo tools, we did competitions. I just loved it. So hopefully we'll be doing more of that, as I say, with Tool Monster. But what else have I got to tell you? I think that's it really. So yeah, I'm gonna have another video out this Sunday. As always, anyone who subscribes, watches, likes my videos, thank you, do appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.